Hi, my name is Seidt, and I'm going to show you the proper forms of putting in golf. Here is my lovely audience. Happily volunteered to hear about this. Okay, so we'll start off with what is putting. Putting is one of the most important parts of golf. A lot of people don't understand this. If you don't know much about golf, you might think, oh, putting's the easiest because you have to get the least distance. I play putt-putt all the time. I hear this a lot being a golfer. People tell me they're good at putt-putt, but they're really not good at actual golf. It really takes a lot of focus and a lot of practice, and putting is one of the hardest things in golf to master. Now, what do we use when putting? Well, there's a certain tool, a certain type of club called the putter. It does not look like this, not like a normal golf club. Instead, we have this, a putter. It is normally the shortest club in the bag, and it is the flattest on the face, whereas there's not much angle, so it doesn't hit the ball high in the air. We use the putter when we're on the greens, which is the shortest grass on the golf course. The green is where the hole is, and that is the ultimate goal for all golfers, to get the ball in the hole in the least amount of strokes, and this is your way to get there, hopefully. So what we're going to talk about today is the proper forms of putting. So one of the most important parts is a good setup. Really, what most people tell you is you have to have a square stance, so your feet will be lined up about shoulder length apart, and then basically you just drop your hands, and that's where the putter goes. You don't want to go too far out or too far close to you, like between your legs. Definitely not. You don't want to stand like this or between your legs or any of that goofy stuff, because that's not going to work. This is something that's been tried and proven. All the pros, these kind of funny. So next, we're going to get to the most grip. There's all kinds of different grips. Grip is not something that is standard in the professional golfing world. I'll talk about 5 of the most popular today, and then you can go with your personal research from there because they're infinite. And with the world of belly putters and long putters now, it keeps expanding. So the first one we're going to talk about is the baseball grip, which is the most common among people who don't really play golf very often, because a lot of people go from baseball, softball, anything like that, and then they just try to translate that swing to golf. People try to swing as hard as they can, step into the ball, and then hold the same baseball grip, which is basically 10 fingers on the club, just all together, pressed like that, just like you would hold a baseball bat. Now, this may be good to start out, but as you go on, you lose a lot of control. This was a popular grip in the old golf. Bob Estes used this putting stroke a long time ago, but it's since become obsolete. The second stroke we're going to talk about is the interlock stroke, which is a lot like the baseball grip, but you interlock your index finger on your left hand and your pinky finger on your right hand. That gives you a little bit more control, more feel on the grip, but it's not one of the most on tour. A lot of people do use it, but more with full swings and not with the putter. The third and most popular stroke is the overlap. Now, the overlap grip is the same as the interlock, but instead of interlocking those fingers, you just place your pinky on top of your index finger. Now, this putting stroke is popular because it gives you the most feel, and it gives you the easiest way to control the putter with your left hand, which is one of the most important parts of putting stroke. You want to use your left hand and left shoulder to pull through the ball, and that keeps it on line and straight. People who use this putting stroke, Tiger Woods, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, some of the greats of the game, they all use the same stroke, so that's got to count for something if they've won all those tournaments. Some of the alternative putting we use, whereas normally if your left hand will be on top and your right hand will be on the bottom, that's switched. And you can do any of the variations, the 10 finger, the overlap, or the interlock from there. One famous player who does this is Jim Furyk, who, if you know anything about Jim Furyk, has a very different golf swing, and he kind of makes it work, so it's the same with his putting stroke. Then from there, one other alternative putting stroke that's kind of arisen lately is the claw, as they like to call it, which is basically a normal left hand, and then the right hand placed behind the putter like this. It's a lot more mechanical of a putting stroke, and it can be used to get rid of the yips if you have problems putting. One famous golfer who does this, who's now on the Champions Tour, his name is Mark Calcavecchia. He became famous for basically creating this putting stroke, and now it's kind of taken off, and a lot of people use this for a variation of it. That's basically everything. Like I said, there's no right putting grip. You just have to find what feels best to you because 90% of putting is mental. And if you have a putting grip or a putting stance or anything that feels right to you, it's probably going to work better than something that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. So, yeah, try one, go hit the balls, and good luck. Thank you very much.